Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about why beautiful women are lonely. Okay, so what you'll find is that if there's a woman who is extremely beautiful, okay, um, she's got a lot of guys that are talking to her, a lot of guys that maybe even approach her every day, especially if she's got like a busy job where she lives in a city, or somewhere where she works with a lot of people, that there's going to be guys trying to chat her up all the time. All the time. Okay? And most of the guys that she's going to talk to may come across strong to begin with, but because if they have any kind of insecurity about themselves, or they're insecure about how beautiful she is, what's going to happen is they're going to become needy, jealous, and controlling, because obviously a woman like that, a woman who's extremely beautiful, will get hit on all the time, even when she's not in a relationship. Now, because there's no, when you look at someone, you don't necessarily know if they're single or not unless they've got like a wedding ring on, right? But even then, some people don't even see that as it doesn't even deter them from chatting up someone. But what you'll find is with women who are really, really extremely beautiful is they get hit on all the time. And this can obviously make any boyfriend that she gets jealous, needy, and insecure. And you can see why, because he's dating a woman who's very, very beautiful, and maybe he's not. Maybe it feels like she is out of his league. So one of the things that you got to do, especially if you want to date really extremely beautiful women, is that you got to have this idea as well of I'm a catch too. You can't just think, oh, she's out of my league, I don't deserve her, she's way too beautiful for me. You've got to have this attitude of I'm a catch too. Like I'm worthy. Basically, you've got to have that sense, okay? Because then you won't be insecure if you do start dating a beautiful woman and she gets hit on all the time. The only way that it would probably be okay to be insecure is if she obviously, is dishonest and starts chatting up those guys as well, okay? But if you're dealing with a woman who just gets hit on, and she's also very faithful and loyal, even then, like, a lot of guys will get insecure and worried that they're going to lose her because of her beauty, okay? And that's why those beautiful women are lonely, because when they sense the neediness and insecurity in the men that they're dating, even if they reassure them all the time that he's the one for her, and she's telling them, look, I'm not going to do anything dishonest, even if she's reassuring him, a lot of those guys still are needy and insecure about it, okay? And they don't believe her. And basically what ends up happening is she breaks up with them because they can't handle it. They can't handle dating a beautiful woman like that, you see. So if you watch my videos, and there's loads of videos by other coaches as well, if you read, the books that I've suggested in the past as well, including my one, like 3% Man by Corey Wayne, Models by Mark Manson, Dating Essentials by Robert Glover, The Way of Superior Man by David Data. If you follow those books and you implement them, right, what you'll find is that you'll have no competition. So when you date a beautiful woman, right, you'll be able to keep her because you'll be displaying behaviors, because you've learnt these things, that are more strong than the other guys that maybe she's dated. So basically, if you follow the rules and you follow the principles in what I teach and the other coaches that I've just mentioned in the other books, you'll see that you can have any kind of woman that you want, as long as obviously she's attracted to you as well, you see. Okay, so you'll literally have no competition, okay? And you'll come across more stronger than the needy and insecure guys, okay, that beautiful women tend to date, okay? So I'm going to go into a personal example now. So this is basically how you can display this with a woman who is beautiful, okay? How you can show that you're strong to her, and how you can be different than all the other guys that she's talking to and she's dating. So I'm going to go into how I met my wife and basically how I communicated with her. So you can basically just follow the blueprint when you encounter a beautiful woman who you really like and she really likes you as well, and you can, literally like just destroy the competition. So when I first met my wife, we matched on Tinder actually, and we sent each other just a few messages back and forth, and then I asked for her Facebook information. Okay, so she gave me her Facebook information. I added her. She accepted immediately, and I did a little bit of a research on her just to make sure she was who she said she was, and she wasn't a catfish, because I thought she was, wow, this girl's really beautiful. I want to make sure she's actually a real person, right? And she was, because she was tagged in by her family and friends, and there was loads of pictures of her with other people that she'd been tagged in, and she was obviously a real person. So I was like, cool, okay. So I messaged her again on Facebook. Again, we sent another bunch of messages back and forth, and then I got on with it basically, and I said to her, well, when are you free to meet up? Because I'd really like to meet you in person. And then we set something up. I think this was on like a Monday, and then we set up a date for that Saturday. Okay, so there was a good bunch of days in advance. Okay, it's one of the ways you can heighten the anticipation. If you don't be like, oh, are you free tomorrow? Give it a week. Give it like 5 days. Okay, in between setting the date and the actual date. Okay, and then we met up on that date. I didn't say anything to her during that time. And we had a great date. It was fun. We just talked, and I was asking her lots of questions about herself. I was joking with her. I was trying to make her laugh. And then when the date ended, I didn't send her a message after the date. I waited a good few days afterwards. I think it was about 5 days before asking her out again. Okay, and then after that date, after I messaged her after 5 days. We set up a date another like week in advance. We met out for that date, and then after that date, she started messaging me more frequently, and that's when we started to see each other more frequently. We started to spend the whole weekend together, and then it got to the point where after we'd spend the whole weekend together, after a few weeks, she started seeing me during the week as well, and then it stayed like that for about 6 months, and then we moved in together. Okay. But as you can see, like I wasn't DMing her 24/7. And later on I found out, just through, just general discussion with my wife, she told me about all these other like bad acts that had happened to her. So there was a girl that she had been dating. Only went on one date with her, right? And this woman had sent her 2 bunches of flowers just after one date, and sent her a text message saying, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Which is crazy after one date. Okay. But a lot of people do this. They get really, they project what they want onto the other person. And even if they've only spent like a little bit of time with them, it just shows extreme neediness and insecurity. Whereas I was being completely different. Like, she'd had experiences like that in the past. Also with a girl that she had been dating. Had made secret little videos of her at work, and then meshed them all together with this really weird soppy song, and then sent it to her, and it just freaked her out. Basically, it was just too much. But because I think she's really beautiful. My wife is extremely beautiful. These kinds of things just happen to her a lot, you see. And she comes across someone like me who isn't DMing her all the time or being needy or insecure, and I'm just messaging her once a week to ask her out on a date, and I'm not DMing her 24/7. I was acting different than every other woman that she had ever talked to in the past. Okay, and if you follow that kind of blueprint that I've laid out in this video, then you'll have the same experience, especially if you're dealing with a woman who's beautiful and gets hit on all the time and just has a bunch of needy and insecure guys in her DMs all the time. Okay? So follow that advice and you'll get on a lot better. And basically what's really good about doing that and not DMing all the time and using, basically, as Corey Wayne says, the phone for setting up appointments, right? And setting up dates rather than getting to know each other. What's the great thing about that is that it just it creates the anticipation, okay? It builds the anticipation, and also it will, if she's attracted to you, it'll build her anticipation. Or if she's not attracted to you and she's not as interested as you hope she would be, basically it'll just fizzle out. It won't work out. So basically it teaches It shows you if a woman is interested in you, and it also shows if a woman isn't interested in you. So you can basically get to the root of how she feels about you sooner if you're unsure of how she feels. Because if she doesn't like you, then most of the time she'll probably just ghost you after a date or two, or you just won't hear from her again for whatever reason. And she won't start reaching out to you. But usually with women that like you, they will start. It will inspire her to reach out to you more by you messaging her less. Okay, so that's my video on why beautiful women are lonely. They're just surrounded by desperate, needy guys, always in our DMs, and who get super jealous and insecure. But of course, you're going to be way different than that, and you're going to be able to win beautiful women effortlessly. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloverish.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.